mud puppies. This is Melody Fletcher, author of Deliberate Receiving. Finally, the universe makes some freaking sense. And in today's video, I'd like to answer some of the questions that came up from last week's video, where I talked about stepping up and I challenged you to engage with this energy that is rolling so fast now and that is really coming up in 2016, where I used the phrase, it's time to shit or get off the pot. And that seems to have confused a few people along with some of the other statements I made. So I'm hoping that today's video is going to clarify a couple of things for you. So first of all, the shit or get off the pot comment was not meant to make you, think that it's an ultimatum or a threat of some kind. If you heard it that way, that means that some fears of yours came up that can be perpetuated and have been perpetuated by a lot of, beliefs such as religious beliefs and religious beliefs about Ascension and that sort of thing for many, many years, where you might have heard it as, do this or else something bad is going to happen. And that's not how I meant it at all. It was meant to be a positive challenge, because if you don't jump on this train, so to speak, nothing bad is going to happen to you. It just means that you're not going to be living to your full potential. You're not going to be realizing the true awesomeness of what is possible for you. Not even close. So it was a positive challenge. It's a little bit like when you're standing on an edge of a cliff and you're ready to jump with a bungee cord and you're hooked up and, everything's ready and all the equipment is ready, and it's that moment. Now, if you step back from the cliff and you don't jump, nothing bad is going to happen. It's just that you're not going to have the awesome experience of bungee jumping off that cliff. So please don't see it as a threat of any kind or as a warning of any kind. I would never talk to you guys like that. Don't you know that by now? So honestly, it was a positive challenge. And if you don't like that phrase, use another one. But I use shit or get off the pot as is, the time is now. And again, in a positive sense, in an excited sense, like the roller coaster is about to take off. Now. This is now. This is the time. The other question that I got from last week's video was, and it was genuinely asked by several people in the comment section on YouTube and in the emails that I received, because I was talking about, it's time to really step into this belief fully. And some people really heard that the wrong way and thought that sounded a little bit culty. Yeah? Are you asking us to be in a cult? And people that were asking this were saying, look, I know that that's not what you do, but that's the fear it brought up in me. So can you please speak about that? And so I'm happy to address that. I am fully aware that there are people out there who are using this type of information, what I teach, at least in the beginning stages, to help people have shifts, and then because they've benefited them so much, to rope them into a kind of dependent relationship. I'm being a little bit careful here in how I word this, because I'm not here to disparage anybody, but that does happen and I'm fully aware of that. And what that entails is that people will ask you to believe blindly in some kind of belief system. Doesn't matter what it is. They're going to ask you to believe blindly. I do the exact opposite of that. Yeah? I will never ask you to believe blindly, nor will I ask you to follow me or anybody or believe in anybody in that way, because that means you're giving your power away, which is the opposite of what I teach, which is to take back your power and be empowered. So question everything. No, you don't have to get rid of your doubts. Own your doubts. This isn't about blindly letting go of your doubts or washing over them or being in denial. This is about owning your doubts and choosing the better feeling thought consciously, the better feeling perspective consciously, deliberately. So it's about creating more awareness in your life, not less, which will make you completely unsusceptible to those kinds of entities that want to rope you into some kind of occultish behavior, or where they ask you to blindly believe something. Don't blindly believe anything from any source. In fact, that's what this work is really all about. That's what's at the core of this work, is for you to understand that nothing should ever supersede your own guidance system. No guru, no expert, no authority. Always, always, always filter everything through that own guidance system. Pay attention to it. Trust it. And that means if somebody says something that resonates with you, great. If the next thing out of their mouth doesn't resonate with you, that's fine too. Then disregard that. Even if it's me. even if it's somebody that you've trusted for a long time. It doesn't matter, because this is your power for you in every moment to evaluate whatever comes into your reality and see, is this something that resonates with me, or is it something that doesn't resonate with me? And the only person that can be the judge of that for you is you. Nobody else can tell you what will resonate with you. And that is your responsibility. That is your responsibility. That is what I teach. That is what it's at the core of all of this teaching, is that it always comes back down to you. It's your responsibility, but it's also your power. And it's an enormous amount of power, because when you start to really take that responsibility, when you really start to choose deliberately and consciously what you subject yourself to and what you let into your reality and what perspective you want to adopt, you can change anything in your life. You can change anything in your reality. And I really do mean anything. It's to infinity. That's where the possibility lies. So this is not small stuff. And that's what I'm asking you to step up into. Now, again, I'm not asking you to believe blindly. But if you're wondering how this level of belief is built, it's built by making that choice over and over and over again to choose the better feeling perspective. Because guess what? The better feeling perspective is always going to be the empowering perspective, the more empowering perspective. Because I have yet to become aware of a human who does not feel better when they become more empowered. Yeah? So when you're habitually and consistently choosing the better feeling perspective, that raises your vibration, and it allows you then to step into this belief more and more and more. It gives you access to that belief more and more and more. This is not about forcing yourself to believe something that you don't already believe. Work with where you are. Work with your belief systems where they are. And it is about you choosing the perspective that you want to choose. Not the perspective that I say is better or somebody else says is better. It's all about what you want, what feels better to you. So I hope I've clarified this question and the fear that it brings up, or that fear that it springs from. Because what that springs from is sort of the fear that you might be enslaved by this, or that you might be duped by something, or that you might have one pulled over on you without awareness. And this is the exact opposite of that. It's about building awareness and you choosing what you want, and not letting anybody tell you what that is, and not letting anybody try to tell you what actually feels better for you. So this has been Melody Fletcher with today's Q&A video. The Q came from all of you, and here was my A. If you would like to have more content, please head over to deliberatereceiving.com, join the Happy Shiny Puppy Army, get a whole bunch of free stuff, and have awesome conversations with a bunch of like-minded individuals who cannot wait to meet you. I will see you next week. Bye.